Good afternoon, everybody. I will present SimilarWalk, an approach for similarity search in medical images database. We are from the CAIB group, Computing Applied to Biomedical Information, from São Paulo University. No? From São Paulo University, at Ribeirão Preto, Brazil. The main objective of our group is to develop computational tools and methodologies applied to solving biomedical problems, mainly using medical imaging analysis and processing. This study is about similarity search. Similarity search is related to computer-based image retrieval, and in this area, we extract features from the images and use these features to make queries and search based on their similarity. And the aim is to retrieve the most similar images to a query one. So, from some medical image, we have different feature extractors, and from these feature extractors that can be based on color distribution or texture or shape of special finds in the image, we can get a feature vector. And these feature vectors can be used to compare the images. And comparing the images, we can get a distance between them because they can be placed in a feature space, and we can calculate the distance between them. And this distance is a measure of the similarity. The greater the distance, more dissimilar are the images. The main research in this area have been conducted in developing new feature structures and also in new distance functions to compare the feature vectors. In this study, we focused on the traditional types of similarity-based queries that are the range query, when we have an image query and we want the images that are from into a distance, specifically distance, and the nearest neighbor queries when we want the more similar images from the query one. Both of these traditional similarity queries have as reference, uses a reference, the query image, the image we have in hand to show, to find the similar ones to it. In this study, we explore the tourist walk method, because it has a different characteristic from these traditional ones. The tourist walk is an approach that have been adopted to solve problems such as clustering, image analysis, and pattern recognition. It concerns as a tourist that wish to visit some cities in a map, and he has a rule to choose the next city that will be visited. Mainly, often using the distance, the closer city to be as the next one to be visited. So we have a sequence of cities to be visited, and in this method, the reference is not the first one, but the last one. To choose the next city to be visited, the method uses the last one selected. And we tried to use this idea to compose the result set of a query. Why is it, it could be interesting? Because if we use, as here, as showing here, in a sequence of number recognition, if we use the last one selected, we can get a more diversified set of results. And if we have classes, we have distinguished classes, we can see that the tourist walk in the border of the classes give us the nearest elements pertaining to the same class of the first one, while the traditional methods goes to elements in a range or the similar elements. So using this idea and this approach, we tried to use the tourist walk as our rule to make the result set of a query. Studying the tourist walk, we could see that it tends to move far from the query object. And then we make two, we tried two different approaches. One was using the minimal distance, the minimal sum of distance from the first and to the last element. And the other one was to use the minimal sum of distance from all elements that are in the walk. And this one was the best, was the approach that we have the best results. So here we can, the algorithm. The walk memo is the elements that are being put in the result set, and we try, when we are looking for the next one to be selected, we choose the minimal sum of distance from the elements of the walk. Then, using this algorithm, we compare it to the KNN algorithm and the range query algorithm, using some known artificial sets that are known and used in machine learning to test and to evaluate machine learning algorithms, such as clustering algorithms and classifiers. They differ in density of the classes and in the superposition of the elements of the classes. And they use it to, we use it to medical imaging database, which is this one, where we have two classes of different parts of human body, and approximately 400 elements in the database. We can see that the precision of our proposed method is better than the traditional ones, okay, in all of the data sets, for all of the data sets. And using these medical image databases, we tested every class against the others, and we can see here that our method is better than the traditional ones too. So we can conclude that the semantic gap that is the difference between the results reached by some computational method and the results that the specialists want to see, can be reduced using this methodology. This is our conclusion, and as next steps, we will evaluate this method in a more controlled environment, using medical images, using masses of breast cancer, when the shape of the masses will be evaluated by radiologists, and we want to compare their results with the results of our method. Thanks to CAPES, that is the Federal Organization for Support Research in Brazil, and to FAPESP, that is São Paulo State Organization for Foundation. Thank you very much.
Any questions for Joaquim? Thank you very much.